The RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League is on the air. RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contractors in the IT field for IT professionals, proudly brings to you the I Fight with Sarge's Army 60 live from the Iracing version of the Watkins Glen International Raceway in Watkins Glen, New York. This broadcast also being brought to you by TDA Motorsports, proudly sponsored by the Disabled American Veterans Association. DAV, an all-volunteer fleet of non-critical medical transport for America's veterans. For more information on how you can get involved, go to dav.org. This broadcast also being brought to you by David Llewellyn and the DHL Express, Mr. Robert Lacavara and Convergent Composites, Hoot Baker, and promotional consideration paid for by Motorsports Graphic Designs. For all your in-sim graphical needs, you got something going through your mind, you want to see it on your race car? Motorsports Graphic Designs. Tony Trapasso up in the booth with you tonight for the I Fight with Sarge's Army 60 live from the Watkins Glen International Speedway. Now, for those of you who are unaware, hashtag I Fight with Sarge's Army is a thing that my family has been doing in honor of my Aunt Barb Trapasso, who is currently battling multiple myeloma. Joining us right now is my cousin Karen Trapasso Kimball, who, now, Karen, you've been really shouldering a lot of the burden with trying to start a fundraiser for your mom. Can you give us any information on that, please?
Yes, actually, my brother-in-law, Russ, is the one that has started this. He was trying to do it secretively, but has ran into some problems, so he seeked out for help, so he decided to tell us that he was doing it, because my mom is one that is proud and didn't want any help. But after the last 6 months, she was just diagnosed in March with multiple myeloma, which is another fancy word for bone cancer. She has gone through a lot of treatment, which unfortunately her insurance does not pay for at all, and everyone's funds are becoming depleted. So we've seeked out to the public and family and friends that we're holding a fundraiser for her on October 15th in Fulton, and we're hoping to raise some money to incur some of her medical bills and future bills.
Now, that's going to be in Fulton, New York, at Lakeview Lanes. And for those of you who are not familiar with the area, Fulton is approximately 30-35 minutes north of the city of Syracuse, New York. Mm-hmm. And I believe you mentioned to me earlier that you guys are going to be having live entertainment as well as raffles and different things that are going to be going on to try to help raise money.
Yes, we have numerous donations that people have been kind enough to donate. So we have a lot of different raffles, from gift cards to theme baskets. My coworkers have generously donated a television. We have lots of family that do sewing, that have donated quilts. We pretty much have just about a variety of everything, so we're hoping to raise a lot of money. And my dad's cousin is in a band called Long Time Coming. They volunteered to donate their time to play. And also King Cat Music, who's also a local DJ from Fulton, he's offering his time as well.
All right, and that's going to be next, not this coming weekend, but the following weekend.
Correct, October 15th.
All right, so it's a great cause, and for more information on how you folks can get involved, just go ahead and drop a comment below, and I'll be sure to pass it along to either Karen or Russ later this week. Karen, I know you're a very busy lady, and we'll let you get back to doing your real life thing, but thank you for at least touching base with us and giving us some info on how people can get involved to help Sarge out.
Thank you.
Thanks, Karen.
All right, bye.
So that, as they say, is that, kids. And again, we are the I Race with Sarge's Army 60 here from Watkins Glen, and we'll be passing along the replay link to Sarge and the rest of the crew once we finish tonight. So there's always that. Joining me in the booth, making his race control debut, Mr. Jason Coburn, and I know he mentioned to me prior that he was a little bit nervous as far as what was going to be going on tonight. But if you're going to make your race controlling debut, I can't think of a better place to do it than Watkins Glen, because it's going to be one of the allegedly, anyways, easier tracks to do it for.
Well, I am hoping so myself, because boy oh boy, this looks like it's going to be a boatload of fun.
That's one way to put it.
Seeing these guys going whizzing around. When you're sitting in the cockpit, from my standpoint, going around this track, it doesn't look like you have very much room to be going 2-3 wide. So it should be interesting, the lines that they pick on, where they want to pass, and all that kind of stuff. And that's where it's going to be exciting.
True story. But excuse me while I'm trying to bring up the sim racing apps here. That's not what I wanted to do. That's not what I wanted to do either. So, bear with us here, folks. We're just trying to figure out how to get everything going. For those of you who are unaware, I'm actually in a new place right now, so trying to get the internet set back up. I had to race home from work to get that taken care of. There we go. Now we're cooking with propane. But practice still underway, and again, for more information on how anybody who is looking to get involved wants to get involved, just go ahead and drop a comment below, and I'll be sure to get the info to either Karen or Russ. And for those of you looking to go to the fundraiser next week, it's going to be real simple to get there. Just from Syracuse, you can take either 481 or 690 to Route 48, and then just take a left onto New York Route 3, and if you miss Lakeview Lanes, you're blind, because it's just before you get to the outer city limits exiting the town. So there is that. Quite a few cars here tonight, Jason, I'm noticing. Something we may want to keep an eye on, just whether or not these guys are going to be able to play nicely with so many cars on track. I mean, yes, it is a large course, but still, it's going to be very easy to get into trouble.
Oh, most certainly. Yeah, it looks like we got 30 of them tonight, so
that's what I'm seeing so far. These 30 cars have taken time so far, let's put it that way.
Turn 1 will be a boatload of excitement there until they spread out. If they can get spread out fairly quickly and fairly soon, it should be pretty smooth sailing. But if I remember correctly, these cars suck up fairly decent in the draft, so they'll have to be careful of that when they're coming up through the S's if they're really close to each other.
Well, the back straightaway is definitely going to be something to keep an eye on because, like you said, these cars do draft up rather nicely. But the problem we're going to run into is when they get to the carousel, and right now we're watching through the S's right here. That's going to be you're going to live and die by the S's tonight, plain and simple. If you can get a good run through the S's, that means you're going to have a good back straightaway. If you have to struggle through the S's, you've basically just blown the back straightaway and you're screwed. Plain and simple.
Yeah, and that's no good.
Now, the ones you're probably going to want to keep an eye on tonight, unofficially, are from Team New York. And for those of you who don't know who Team New York is, and it's not really a team per se, but we do have a couple of drivers from the New York area, one of which is sitting fourth quick right now with Quentin Young. The other one currently sitting 14th quick, the number 14 of Cody Eldred. Another one that's got a ton of laps here in real life, Kevin Paskowitz. And, it's definitely going to be some names to kind of keep an eye on there.
Most definitely. I'm really curious to see on how patient and how not patient these guys are going to be at the beginning of the race.
I'm thinking not patient. Simply because, the last time we had a patient, the patient died. I mean, that's the long and the short of it, especially when these guys know how much is on the line. You've got chase implications here tonight. You have, just a ton of, possibilities that could happen, that in a bunch of different scenarios that need to play out. But, it's definitely going to be something to kind of keep an eye on.
It looks.
Well, let's see what we got here. That's going to do it for hot laps. Solo qualifying getting ready to get underway here. At least 5 minutes worth of it. So my question to you is, Jason, knowing that it's going to be a standing start tonight and knowing that it's basically going to be dumpster fires to end all dumpster fires going into turn one, do you take time or do you just pit start?
If it was me personally, I would want to qualify. I think position at the beginning of this race is going to be a really big key factor in this race, just because I think passing is going to be really, really hard here. So I would want to try to get the best lap time that I could get in grid, and pray and hope that I would be starting up front.
Yeah, but the only problem with starting up front here at Watkins Glen is when you go to funnel down into turn one, we use the term ARCA brake as a joke. I can't think of any place that really exemplifies an ARCA brake more than here going into turn one.
True. My only concern would be, well, if it's a standing start, you probably wouldn't lose a lap if you started in the pits. So I guess it really wouldn't matter at that point.
And you would definitely miss the dumpster fire that will be turn one.
Yeah, so you know what? With that being said, I would probably start in the pits. It'd probably be a safer bet.
Well, that's because the reason I say that is because I've already spoken to your trainer, Mr. Sam Cooper Bennett, and he's already said that he plans to pit start.
Yes.
Plain and simple, no qualms about it. As the first few times are starting to trickle in here, Quentin Young going quick time so far with a 55.819. Ronnie Osmer currently sitting second quick with a 56.322. 51 thousandths back off of Ronnie is Chris Parkman. There's Chris Bouchard ripping off a lap. Mike Erder currently sitting fifth quick. And if you take a look between Young, just between Young and Bouchard is 0.4 of a second. That's just insane.
I'd like to know how he got a lap that quick. I was doing high 56s when I was in the practice.
Well, I would like to point out to you that, again, Quentin has quite a few laps here, considering that it's basically his home track. Much like myself, Quentin's from the greater Syracuse area, and this track is less than an hour, depending on which route you take. You're talking right around an hour from Syracuse to the Glen. And Isaiah Dupree blistering a lap. Now, you got the two qualifiers that last season both won at the Glen. One won in the DW12s, the other one won in the IR05s. Currently sitting 1-2 right now. So that's going to be something to keep an eye on as well. So, and oh crud, I don't have my wheel plugged in, so we need to go like that. So that we can hear the pre-race drivers meeting that's about to kick off.
Yeah, it should be happening any second here. From my understanding, there we go.
And why can I not hear anything? There we go.
Just be patient, especially going through turn one. I want to see everybody ideally get through it. Let the field spread out. You guys know the drill. 60 laps long race here. Just have patience. I've instructed race control to throw a caution anytime that the field is possibly blocked and cars are in imminent danger if it's not thrown. So if he throws it, I don't want to hear any kind of flack for him about it. That was my instructions. I don't care how far a lead you had. I don't care how far along you were. If he throws it, that's the end of it. So other than that, good luck, guys. Let's have some fun.
Okay, guys, let's keep in mind also to call your pits out before pitting. No scrubbing the tires, and no fake pitting, none of that stuff. Like Alex said, let's try to all make it through turn one, be patient. And yeah, good luck, everybody. Have fun.
Also, no Fleming, no arguing with race control. Thank you, Sam. You're welcome.
That doesn't get you any brownie points, by the way.
Typically call out pits before the carousel.
right, so that's going to do it for the drivers' meeting. You heard that, Jason, you basically are in control tonight. And now, I normally run with the in-game chatter muted, but I'm just going to put this out there as a suggestion. Don't take any flack from anybody. If you make a call and somebody doesn't like it and they start to mouth off to you, nah, hey, goodbye.
Yeah, the way I was going to play that is I figure I'd give them a warning at first, and if they didn't either to the warning, then I'd probably mute their mic for a period.
Fair enough. So, just about a minute and a half left before we grid up. Quentin Young going quick time. Ronnie Osmer starting outside row number 1. Isaiah Dupree and Chris Bouchard are going to make up row number 2. Chris Parkman and Tristan Anderson are going to be row 3. Row 4 goes to Mike Erder and Matt Belton. Brendan Graham and David Llewellyn are going to make up row number 5, with row 6 going to Tyler Graff and Johnny Antonucci. Tom Chisholm and Cody Eldred to make up row number 7. Nate Dean and Forrest Sparks are going to be row 8. Row 9 is going to see Tyler Vickery and Gary Bauer making his return to the league. Good to see Gary back with us. And row 10 is going to see Bob Lacavara and Kevin Pasquich. Mark Mitchell and Tony Rice are going to be row 11. Bill Roberts and Chris Hamilton, row 12. With Mike Whitaker being the last car to take time, sitting in the 25th starting position. Looks like Alex Green, Sam Cooper Bennett, Mick Woods, David Bowden, Josh Vincent, and Terry Adams not taking time. Again, this is going to be a standing start, something that we normally don't do, so we're going to need to go quickly here to as soon as they start to grid. Would like to take this quick moment to remind you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, proud sponsor of the Indy Speedway League, is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. So here we go. Cars starting to grid up. And we are going to put it here for the initial. Let's see if we can find him, if he's gridded yet. Oh, come on. You see Cody Eldred there, running a special paint scheme tonight. Which we'll get a shot of. Let's see here. There it is. Hashtag Sarge's Army. And yes, that is burgundy camo on Cody's car. As we go back live with Quentin Young here. As we get ready to go live for 60 laps here at the Watkins Glen International Speedway, or Raceway, I should say. Classic layout, no bus stop here. So as they come down the back straightaway, it's going to be a little bit difficult to pick up your braking point as to where you need to really start climbing on the binders to get the car woed up to head into the carousel.
Green, green, green.
And what's the over-under on how many cars survive turn 1? So far, so good. Oh, there it goes. I believe that was, who was that? Let's go back and take a look.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it took me a minute. I was trying to find it, but I found it.
Fair enough. Let's see if we can figure out who the hell that was. I believe it was Isaiah Dupree that ended up on his lid. So let's start there. And we're
It
going
was
to go
a
to a TV1 replay here. That looks like Brendan Graham. No, it wasn't. Who was that? Chris Bouchard.
who's the pink car?
Which one?
One that
It's October. It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Let's see who we got here.
Isaac.
Yeah, that was
Isaac.
Bouchard.
Yeah.
It was Bouchard went wide coming through one and just clobbered Isaiah
the
Dupree.
Caution was caused by the 93 getting
28.
loose.
28.
Oh, excuse me. The 28 getting loose coming out of turn one. And then it was just a downhill from there.
And you might want to inform him that he's going to need to tow that car because that's not. I kept thinking we were forgetting.
64 needs a black flag cleared, you said?
Yeah. And you may want to inform
Okay,
the 29
okay,
that he's
I
going to
gotcha.
need to tow. Well, apparently he was able to limp that back around. However,
Right, so who they're saying that the 93 needs the EOL, but
93 is not the
so.
one that caused it. 93,
no,
93
was 28.
It was 28 caused it. 93, 93, and you can tell 28 that he's gonna get a black flag because of the whole "you caused it, you get to sit" rule.
Okay. Okay.
Because
so
Forrest Sparks in the 61 had to tow, Bill Roberts in the 21 had to tow, and Isaiah Dupree in the 93 had to tow.
Okay, so he had to limp around anyways, didn't he?
He did limp it around, but the thing is, those guys are still towing, and he's back out on the track.
Okay, so I'll tell the 28 that he needs to wait until they come out. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, 28, make sure you stay in pits until all the vehicles that are being towed exit pits.
He's already back out on track, so that doesn't really...
Yeah, so make sure you pull back into pits until they leave. What cars had to be towed in, and are you still being towed in?
The 93,
the
the 93, the 61, and the 31 are all 2 laps down. So, welcome to Watkins Glen.
10-4.
So, the field has caught the pace car, which kudos to the management for choosing to do the roof pace car here at the road course. Quentin Young, Ronnie Osmer missing the melee behind them. Behind them.
All right, guys, let's get your head in the race here.
Tonight's Heartburn brought to you by Walmart Subs. So Quentin Young, Ronnie Osmer, Tristan Anderson, Matt Belton, Mike Erder, Johnny Antonucci, Tyler Vickery, Cody Elder, Kevin Pasquich, and Bob Lacabara rounding out your top 10. Terry Adams not starting. So it looks like
You're waiting for the 93.28. You need to be 1 lap down.
Let's see where those guys are here.
Green flag, green flag.
Once those guys finish passing, we should be good to release him from pits. So as soon as pit road opens this time, he can leave. Because those guys are going to be at speed. As they make
so he can go at the moment now. I would take it.
Yes, he can go now.
Go ahead, 28. You can leave pits.
As the field makes its way down the back straightaway, Quentin Young, Ronnie Osmer side by side. They've got Mick Woods there with him. Woods making a power move down to the inside. Sorry. Woods just binned it. So that was Tristan Anderson there. What happened to Woods? Oh, that would be what happened.
Right.
Here they are coming to the green. Watch Woods here. I believe that's him in the Kmart car as the 13 got run over.
Bye.
I couldn't see.
Okay, I'll check.
Hard to tell because guys are running so many different paint schemes tonight. One guy we are going to check in with is Mr. Cody Eldred running the... as soon as I figure out where Cody went, there he is, going through the carousel there. Running the Sarge's Army 14 tonight. Multiple myeloma awareness paint scheme on that car. As we're back up into the front. Am I not live? I am not live. There we go. Quentin Young and Ronnie Osmer duking it out. They've got Tristan Anderson, Matt Belton, Mike Erder in tow. And the field's starting to string out a little bit, so this could lead to some decent green flag action here as the tail end of the field getting ready to go a lap down. I believe that's... Who is that? That would be the 13 of Josh Vincent. Osmer keeping it wound up on the high side, going through the carousel, gets the power move past Quentin Young. Vincent giving plenty of room, actually eats the grass to make sure he stays out of everybody's way. It's Tom Chisholm directly in front of him. And Osmer just catches the grass as he continues to show the way. Currently working lap 7 of 60. It's Osmer, Young, Tristan Anderson, Mike Erder, Matt Belton, your top 5. Tyler Vickery, Cody Eldred up to 7th from a 14th starting spot. Chris Parkman currently sits in 8th. Paskowicz up to 9th. And Johnny Antonucci rounding out your top 10. As we go side by side through the carousel with Osmer and Young. Given plenty of room, those two. They know how each other races, and it's still way too early to be doing some crazy whatnot. And these guys have shown in the past that they really know how to wheel a car around here. I was actually able to be on Ronnie's team for the 6 hours of the Glen when he made up 56 seconds during his final stint in the car. So, not unfamiliar with this facility. If they go side by side through the S's, which normally would spell death, but these guys are, able to do that as they get onto the back straightaway here. Young with a little bit of drafting help from Tristan Anderson. Ronnie Osmer still hanging tough there. Got the preferred line going through the carousel. Going to have to step on the brake a little bit. Young able to keep it wound up as he late apexes it. And Young to the point. Osmer back to second. Tristan Anderson still sits in third. Mike Erder still within striking distance in fourth. And then you're over 2 seconds back to fifth place Matt Belton. There's a couple cars taking it pit side this time. Now, Jason, you said you were in one of the practice sessions. Oh, and Ronnie Osmer gets it sideways. Coming out of turn one. Completely tearing the front wing off that car as we see Eldridge go flashing by. Let's take a look and see what did take place there with Osmer. Here they are coming out of the front straightaway. He tags the tire barrier at the exit of the final corner, which may have screwed up that car going into turn one. The car with heavy push straddles it. Tristan Anderson's the one that ripped off Osmer's nose wing as Osmer was sideways, Anderson having nowhere to go. Osmer dreadedly caught the 50-50 rail grind on that curbing on the exit of one, and that it either put all four tires above it or keep all four tires below it. When you try to straddle it, especially in a downforce car, that's when you get into trouble. So Osmer having to tow, taking it pit side. And that gives Quentin Young now almost a 2-second lead as Tristan Anderson taking it pit side. Erder up into second now. Erder just barely able to get by the spinning Osmer. And it looks like Antonucci and Bowden going side by side. That is your battle for seventh. Antonucci in the orange car, Bowden in the white and green car. And Tyler Graff within striking distance. Again, a lot of things going on tonight. We have, as Tyler Graff blinks out, as we have October being Breast Cancer Awareness Month, as well as Domestic Violence Awareness Month. The race is being dedicated to Barb Sherpasso, who's currently battling multiple myeloma, which is a form of bone marrow or blood cancer, if you will. And we also need to send our thoughts and prayers out to the victims and their families of the tragic attack that took place in Las Vegas this past weekend. And we still don't have answers for that one. I don't think we ever will, because the coward basically took his own life rather than explaining to people why he did what he did. As we see a little bit of damage on, I believe that's Matt Belton's car, the dark camo. But this currently being your closest battle on the track that we can find.
Looks like they've spread out a little bit here, so...
They spread out a lot bit.
Oh, good point, good point. I was just testing you is all.
The closest battle right now is between Belton and Vickery. As you see, there's Belton. That was Tyler Vickery. Okay, yeah, that was Belton with the slight wing damage to the right side there. So that's got to be hampering him a little bit. But 0.8 of a second, the closest battle on track right now, as Johnny Antonucci spins it, and oh my.
I don't even have it on my screen.
Antonucci just ate it coming out of the carousel. Let's go to the replay on that one. Watch the orange car, folks, as Antonucci comes into the carousel. Gets a little bit of aero push, collects it, and I'm not certain what happened there. The car just kept going to the right. So Antonucci towing as we go back live right now. Quentin Young continuing to show the way. Let's see if we can find anything worth talking about. How about the battle for 20th right now? Tom Chisholm, Sam Cooper Bennett, and Chris Hamilton. You see Bennett there with the The Stand Together for Multiple Melanoma paint scheme on the number 10 tonight. Currently within striking distance of Tom Chisholm in the 58. That's Chisholm in the car flashing there, and there goes Cooper Bennett past. And Isaiah Dupree within striking distance as well. And they're reeling in Whitaker. Let's see, where is Whitaker? There's Whitaker and Bob Lacavara. No, that's Whitaker and Alex Green. Green recently parting ways with Team NLR, now running under the Phenomenal Motorsports banner. And I have to say that speaking to that team earlier today, they were giddy when they found out that they had a chance to have Green run with them. So, definitely, something to keep an eye on as we watch more cars just kind of do a little dirt tracking at the exit of 1. And it's Lacavara and I believe that's David Llewellyn? Yeah, that is Lacavara and Llewellyn going side by side down the back straightaway. Where is David's currently 6 laps down. So your current closest battle right now between Tyler Graff and Matt Belton. I believe Graff just got by Belton. As Mike Erder taking it pit side. So looks like we're getting ready to see green flag stops take place.
Any idea what the fuel window is on these cars here?
Apparently 16.
For?
Because we've got guys taking green flag stops right now, and they haven't hit anything. So between 16 and 18 laps would sound about right. As, again, we are watching the 210 of Matt Belton. As Erder is back out of the pits. See Mark Mitchell go flashing by. Tony Rice trying to reel him in now. Jason, I know you're, basically considered a rookie, but I have to say this. The rookie class that we've got this season is really impressing me with the amount of talent that it is just so deep within the rookie pool. And, of course, Jason just blows me off. So, yeah, thanks, bud. No. I can't.
No, I'm trying to figure out where this wreck was, because it said pit lane was closed.
There was a wreck?
Yeah, the 8. Self-spin in turn 1, so pit lane closed.
The 8 self-spin in turn 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right at the exit of pit road.
No harm, no foul.
Let's see what happened there. Looks like he spun twice. And that would do it.
As you were saying with the rookie class, I'm impressed with them myself. Just really, really good talent coming up through the league.
Yeah, very much so. As I'm trying to make sure that what took place in my last department doesn't take place here as well. Yeah, as we're watching the replay of Hamilton again, just tried to get the car corrected and just could not get it pointed the correct way. So yeah, that would explain why pit road closed as Hamilton finally back underway. Tyler Vickery currently exiting pit road, dropping some spots there. As Graham goes flashing by, Paskowicz within striking distance. Paskowicz up to speed, so this is basically going to be academic by the time they get to the back straightaway. As we see Graham also within the shot there. Johnny Antonucci being a lap down right now, separating the two Phenomenal Motorsports cars. So Quentin Young currently showing the way. Chris Parkman sits in second place, winning the battle off pit road there. Mike Erder in third, Tristan Anderson, Brendan Graham, Kevin Paskowicz, Tyler Vickery, Mark Mitchell, Tyler Graff, and David Bowden rounding out your top 10. As Mitchell takes it pit side. As we are currently trying to find anything worth talking about right now on track, as Tyler Graff flashes by right there in the Motorsports Graphic Designs number 77. And I was told Tyler would study. Let's see if we can see it here as he flashes by. And there it is. Hashtag Sarge's Army on Tyler's car as well. So a lot of people showing their support, and there was also a I Stand with Vegas logo on Tyler's car tonight as well. Again, thoughts and prayers go out to the victims of the terrorist attack that took place in Las Vegas over the weekend.
8 spun out again on his own in turn 1 again.
Well, that would be 2. Your call, sir.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Whatever you want to do. He didn't bring out a caution, but
no, he did not. Yeah, I'm gonna have to ask him, Park. 8. Since that was your second self spin in turn 1, I'm gonna have to ask you to park it. So please bring it down pit lane.
As looks like the teammates Graham and Paskowicz going pit side together.
Half an incident? Okay.
Who said that was half an incident? Sam?
Gotcha.
Jay?
Yes.
Who said it was half an incident?
That'd be Mike Whittaker and Alex Green.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. So half an incident per spin, so he's at 1 now. So Quentin Young continuing to show the way as we're watching him on screen. Every once in a while you see Chris Parkman's car flash into view, and as Parkman is 5.75 seconds, 5 3/4 seconds up the road, or back down the road, I should say. As Young is just walking the field right now. Mike Erder currently sitting in second, sitting in third, 3 seconds back off of Parkman. Then it's another 3 seconds another 6.5 seconds to Tyler Vickery. Another 1.7 seconds back to Tyler Graff. Then that's actually our next closest battle on the track as David Bowden is starting to reel in Graff. You see Graff go by there, and there's Bowden in the 90. I believe that is that Nate Dean behind him? No, it's not. That is Chris Bouchard behind him. Bouchard currently 1 lap down.
Watch the language. Last warning I'm going to give you guys. The next one that swears like that, you're going to be muted for at least 2 laps. After that, you're going to be parking it. There's no need in that.
And dare I even ask who said the soap words?
There isn't, but there's no need for cussing on the mic.
Okay. As I completely agree with you, which is one of the reasons why I normally do these broadcasts with the in-race chatter muted. Jason, do I even want to ask what we missed?
Yeah. Cody keyed up saying the F-bomb, and we're all adults here, so I don't think we need to be cussing. No matter what the circumstances are.
Well, let's see what may have caused Cody to cuss.
I didn't see anything, but that doesn't mean nothing.
Looks like he might have a little crinkle in that front wing. It's hard to tell with the paint scheme that he's got on the car, with the camo kind of hiding a lot. But so definitely something to keep an eye on as we watch Cody fight. I believe that's Nate Dean directly behind him, as there's less than half a second between the two. Cody catches the grass, keeps it straight though. It's going to let Dean reel him in, as Cody had to check up there. Dean now within 3 car lengths. That is your battle for 8th. And that currently is the closest battle on the track, as they are going to flash past a pitting Tristan Anderson.
I just realized Mike Woods is 17 laps down. Did he leave the race?
No, he's just sitting in the pits. I don't think he's disconnected. Josh Vincent has taken that car behind the wall. As has Terry Adams. Looks like some guys are overcooking it there going through the carousel. Luckily, there's a lot of runoff and nobody Jimmy Johnson themselves. Hoyo, yes, I went there. And for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, just Google or YouTube the phrase Jimmy Johnson Watkins Glen crash. And Jimmy's throttle stuck coming down the back straightaway. He missed the bus stop and went headlong into the outside wall of the carousel. I believe it was his first road course start in a stock car. I don't believe it was a cup car at the time, but I could be wrong. I do know it was before he was paid by Hendrick. So Quentin Young continuing to show the way here as he puts Mark Mitchell a lap down there. Chris Parkman sitting in second, 4.5 seconds back. Mike Erder is another 6 seconds behind Parkman. 10 seconds back is Tyler Vickery. Tyler Graff is another half second back. So that battle is starting to pick up as you see Vickery and Graff both right there within camera shot. So Graff is on the move. He's up into the 5th spot already, as we are currently working lap 27 of 60.
What was that 59? Your mic was breaking up.
So Vickery has the advantage going through the carousel. Graff has the advantage going through the S's. So this is going to be a battle to really keep your eye on. As you see, there's Vickery in the white and black car, and there's Graff in the black and yellow Motorsports Graphic Design livery. As Nate Dean and Cody Eldred going toe-to-toe through the S's. Dean all over the transmission tunnel of Eldred right now. As they go side by side down the back straightaway here. Eldred with the preferred line going into the carousel. Going to give Dean the slot in behind him, and then use the draft to go into the one true left-hand corner here at Watkins Glen. At least that doesn't involve the boot. as Dean taking it pit side. A little bit early there as we are quickly approaching the halfway point. As Gary Bauer in the... What the heck is he running? Is it Jim Beam? Yes, it is. Jim Beam Black Label on Gary's car tonight, representing Team Booze Brothers. Good to see Gary back with the league as he's working on, I believe that's Bob Lacabara. Yes, it is, in the 5. And they have Alex Green making his first start for Phenomenal Motorsports directly in front of them. And I do know, Jason, you were involved with the conversation on that one too. I believe the entire team was in agreement that Alex's mentality and attitude definitely fit in Phenomenal Motorsports better than probably any other team out there.
Oh, I strongly agree. Strongly agree. I look at his driving kind of the way that I drive. Also, most of the time he's quicker than I am, but we seem to find each other side by side in a lot of races that we're in, or at least around each other. But his whole attitude and all that kind of stuff kind of reminds me a little bit of myself.
Well, I've known Alex for 3 seasons now, and I can honestly say that, you know, Alex and I are and this goes basically for just about everybody that's ever driven under the Phenomenal Motorsports banner, is we want to do we may not always we know that we're not always going to be able to win, but we want to place that car as high up in the standings as we can. And when we're running something outside our wheelhouse, yes, everybody on the team is going to get frustrated. So that's where the rest of the team comes in to try to talk, as the saying goes, talk everybody else down from the ledge. You know, to make sure that, you know, nobody does anything crazy, and just try to calm each other down and focus on the task at hand. And I really think having Alex run with Phenomenal Motorsports is going to just do nothing but improve his driving. You know, especially, not that it really needs that much improvement, because Alex and I share kind of a kindred. I finished runner-up to Cody Eldred in the Season 1 of the IR05s. Alex finished runner-up to Mike Whitaker in Season 1 of the DW12s.
It looks like the 8 self-spun again in turn 1. He has one more self-spin, and he needs to park it at that point.
Looks like he's going pit side right now.
Yeah, he towed in.
All right, fair enough.
8, one more self-spin. I'm going to have to ask you to park it.
So it looks like Parkman stayed out as Quentin Young went pit side. Parkman coming out of the pits now as Young goes flashing by. So a little bit of strategy starting to play out as we're just past the halfway point here in the I Fight with Sarge's Army 60 here at Watkins Glen. And again, that's for those of you interested, the fundraiser for Sarge is going to be October 14th at Lakeview Lanes in Fulton, New York. For those of you not familiar completely with the area, that's approximately 35 minutes north of Syracuse. So for more information, if you want to get involved, go ahead and drop a comment below, drop a comment in the live chat, and we'll get the information to either Russ or Karen, and get you the information on how you can get involved. And as Quentin Young starts to stretch out his lead again, I would like to remind you are watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com, of course, is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you. Quentin Young continuing to just click off lap after lap at virtually qualifying pace. Chris Parkman currently 2.8 seconds back. Mike Erder is 12 seconds back off of Parkman. Then you're another 6 seconds back to Brendan Graham and another 2 seconds back to Tyler Vickery, who rounds out your top 5. Then you're another 3 seconds back to Tyler Graff. Kevin Paskowicz looks like he's reeling in Graff right now. As you see Graff there in the yellow cars as Paskowicz takes a pit side. Paskowicz and Graham taking it pit side. So the two teammates trying to stay on the same strategy to try to stay with each other. Not 100% certain how that's going to work out. That was your closest battle on the track, as right now, not so much. Sam Cooper Bennett going pit side as well.
Looks like Alex has retired.
Has he?
Yeah, from what I can gather, he used all his fast repairs, so he retired.
Oh, man. Well, admittedly, you know, this track is definitely not in Alex's wheelhouse.
Yeah, that's what he was saying before the race, that it wasn't quite his track, so...
Well, as we watch, I believe it's Tristan Anderson. Yes, it is. Tristan Anderson getting a little squirrely coming out of turn 1. Just looks like he overcooked it, caught that rumble strip a little bit wrong. Didn't hit anything. But that's going to drop him a ton. As Whitaker, where are we here? Whitaker goes into the pits. And oh boy, that's not good. What happened there? We got a log jam coming out of the boot. Let's take a look at what took place.
Should I be throwing a full course caution? Because I'm not seeing anything on my screen.
Well, hold on. I'm watching the replay now.
Okay.
As Graff just gets the tires a little bit dirty. Looks like... Is that Bouchard again? Where the heck is he? Yes, it was. Let's take a look and see what Bouchard did. Side by side with, it looks like Sam Cooper Bennett. No. Who was that?
Working on it.
Oh, who was that?
Said the 77, also in another incident.
Well, the 77 got caught up. Yes, that was Sam Cooper Bennett that banged wheels with Bouchard. Bouchard was trying to limp it back to the pits rather than tow it.
Let me take a look.
So that's something you may want to talk to him about, is the fact that he's got to learn to tow these cars. As we're watching him try to limp it back to the pits and not have much steering input in that car as the leaders come flashing by, and that's got to be one of the most scariest just things on the planet.
So 28 didn't tow in, or was it the 10 that didn't tow in?
The 10 towed, the 77 towed, the 28 for the second time tried to limp it back to the pits. So
Okay.
That's something that we are going to need to discuss with the driver of the 28 post-race.
Okay, 28, you gotta tow in, bud. The whole reason why that mess happened was because you didn't tow in
and he clobbered the 77 because of it.
Yeah, as in you need to stop your car and tow. Did anyone go down a lap down because of that?
Looking right now. Yes, 77.
Well, the 28's already 2 laps down, so it equals out, I guess.
The 77 was on the lead lap. So
If you towed instead of trying to limp it back,
it's all right.
that wreck wouldn't have happened, is what I'm telling you.
Well, if he's arguing with race control, that's something that needs to be looked
Come
at.
park it for 2 laps. Bring it in pits.
If he's arguing with race control, that's something that needs to be discussed with the competition committee after the race. As we are currently watching Quentin Young put on a clinic here, working lap 40 of 60. It'll be 20 to go this time across the stripe.
Basically what happened was the 28 and the 10 got into it, and the 28 should have towed, and everyone else was coming around the turn, didn't see him, and then wada bing, wada boom, wreck. Hence the reason why 28, you need to come park it for 2 laps.
I'd like to point out that Sam also lost 2 laps in the pits on that one, having to tow. So
And they don't understand that there was a lead car that lost 2 laps out of that.
Fair enough.
The whole reason 28 why you're going down 2 more laps is because there was a lead car that lost 2 laps because of that. If it wasn't for that, then it would have been just me telling you that next time please tow in since you were so slow and under pace after the wreck. Sorry about that. All you.
Oh, no. Hey, that made for great broadcast that we could hear race control doing what race control does. We haven't been able to hear that for about a full season now, as you know, we've kind of had to separate race control from the broadcast booth. Again, the only reason I'm here is just kind of make sure that you're okay in the race control booth. Next time we'll just or next Tuesday when we are, where the heck are we next week? Chicagoland?
I don't know, to be honest with you.
I forget. I honestly, folks, I forget where we are next week. I do know Milwaukee is in 2 weeks. And what I said Sunday with the throwback paint schemes, the throwback paint schemes will happen at Milwaukee, being as the Milwaukee Mile is the longest contiguous running oval track in the North America area. So looks like the battle right now is shaping up for 8 as Belton and McManus going side by side. And I stand corrected. That's Belton just up the roadways. So it's McManus and McManus crashed? Helps if I'm live. Let's see what happened. Here we are going into turn 1. It's McManus in the black car. Not sure what happened there. He just pulled it over. So, not sure what's going on with Ron McManus in the 6th, but he has towed from turn 1, which unfortunately is going to be the longest tow on the track. So, David Bowden currently the last car on the lead lap in 5th. And Kevin Paskowicz is 1 lap down, the first car 1 lap down, I should say. So Quentin Young, Chris Parkman, Mike Erder, Tyler Vickery, David Bowden. Your top 5, the only cars left on the lead lap. Then Kevin Paskowicz, Matt Belton, Tristan Anderson, Nate Dean, Mike Whitaker, Tony Rice, Isaiah Dupree, Ronnie Osmer, and Ron McManus in 14th. Actually, Ron just went a 2nd lap down. So, Ronnie Osmer, the last car, 1 lap down. And then a whole slew of cars, 2 or more down. As we're watching what could be the money stop for Chris Parkman and Mike Erder. With 14 to go, this time across the stripe. There's Parkman coming out of the pits. There's Tyler Vickery coming around. Erder still in pits. Finally getting that car down and away. As Quentin Young takes it pit side with 14 to go. So, Young down and away. Parkman now only 2 seconds back. You see Parkman flashing through turn 1 there. Parkman up to speed with warm tires. Quentin Young going to have to try to get up to speed. He has Tyler Vickery in front of him? No. That's the 44. That's Tony. No, it's Nate Dean in front of him. As Parkman with a run right now, trying to reel in Quentin Young. Parkman showing the difference between warm tires. Young's tires are going to be up to temperature this time as Nate Dean just moves inside, lets him by. As Young starts to stretch his legs now. Back up to 1.8, was down to 1.5, now back up to 1.8 and climbing.
Man.
Yeah, I know, right?
Someone put the brakes on his car for a little bit.
Well, if you take a look at the lap times, he's one of only 3 cars that has done a 55 in the race. Current fast lap of the race goes to Isaiah Dupree with a 55.465.
And he's sitting in 11th, 1 lap down.
He also caught someone else's dumpster fire.
True.
To the face, I might add. So, yeah. Go with that thought.
That would explain that.
Yeah. But Young currently sitting second best lap. As Parkman goes 55, that's going to be good for 4th quickest. Young currently sitting second quickest with a 55.758. Then you got Ronnie Osmer with a 765, and then Parkman with a 55.818. So Again, Ronnie Osmer and Isaiah Dupree both getting caught up in someone else's dumpster fire. And the closest battle on the track right now is between Osmer and Anderson, as we see it there. That's Osmer, and that's Anderson right behind him. That is your battle for 10th. Osmer has it. Osmer gives it to Anderson as he goes pit side. Money stop time. As Paskowicz takes his money stop. And Parkman is starting to reel in Young. Parkman has the gap down to 1.4. You see Young flash by there. There's Chris Parkman. Showing why they are two of the winningest drivers in the IR05s. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Quentin Young had an oops coming up through the S's on the previous lap. Because he's now starting to stretch that lead again. Either that or he's just toying with Parkman.
Yeah, my guess would be a little bit of both.
I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I can't prove that we're right. As Brendan Graham makes his money stop. 25 cars left in this one. Gary Bauer taking it behind the wall. Mark Mitchell taking it behind the wall. Alex Green taking it behind the wall. Chris Hamilton's car still working on that one. Josh Vincent has gone behind the wall, and Mick Woods has gone behind the wall. So 31 cars took the green. Terry Adams had to retire early. Not sure what happened there. But yeah, this is just getting out of hand.
You can hear some of the stuff these guys are talking about while they're racing.
There's a reason why I have in-race chat muted.
Right.
This is a PG-13 stream, contrary to popular belief, so we're allowed 4 F-bombs per season.
Easy.
That's what I said.
Mm-hmm.
F-bombs per season. Not my rules, but it is what it is. As Paskowicz and Belton start to battle it out. Paskowicz seems to have the advantage through the S's. Belton has the advantage through the carousel. Let's see what happens here. So, this is your closest battle on the track right now. I would like to point out Chris Bouchard there in the pink car is a couple laps down. As Chris Parkman starts to reel in.
I'll take a look for E77.
What are we looking for?
77. 11 told him that he had some wing damage.
Not seeing it on the stream.
Yeah, he was saying it might have been his graphics.
As Bill Roberts pointing the wrong way on a one-way street. Let's see what happened to the league sponsors. He goes into turn number 1. Did he have any help? What on earth was that? Let's go to a chase cam.
Yeah, I'm
coming down the front straightaway here. Roberts apparently trying to let these guys go on the inside.
Oh, that ain't good. Especially in turn one with old tires.
Well, here we are following it at half speed. You're about
Ooh,
to...
that was netcode by the
That's
28.
what it looked like to me, too. It didn't look like there was actual contact. As we're going to see, there goes one car, there goes the other car. Yeah, I could have walked my fat, crippled ass between those two cars. So, unfortunately, Bill being a victim of the whole netcode thing there that has been affecting these cars quite regularly. And I would like to point out to to anyone from Iracing.com, if you're watching the broadcast, I happen to know where you can get some good people to try to solve these netcode problems, and that, of course, is RobertsTechJobs.com, your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you're an IT professional in the Midwest, or if you're looking to relocate, or if you're working for iRacing and need some good quality help to solve these netcode issues, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and be sure to let Bill know that the ISL sent you.
Well, it sounds like Tyler's tires are about spent. He just came over the radio stating that they were.
Well, let's see what we've got here. It's only 7 laps into his stint, too, as we are currently 5 to go. Will be 4 to go this time across the stripe. Quentin Young continuing to show the way. Chris Parkman still there within striking distance. As you see the black car flash by there. And I would also like to point out that when we bring up the standings, you're going to see some different stripes next to these cars. Quentin Young, of course, being an A-class on the roadside. Parkman still technically a rookie on road courses. He doesn't have a lot of official road course experience. Erder, of course, an A-class. Tyler Vickery is a C-class on the roadside. David Bowden rounding out your top 5 is an A-class on the roadside. And then we have Isaiah Dupree, C, Tristan Anderson, D, Matt Belton, A, Kevin Paskowicz is only a B on the roadside, but is an A on the oval side. Nate Dean, C, Ronnie Osmer, B on the roadside, but A on the oval side. Mike Whitaker, B on the roadside, A on the oval side. Excuse me. Tony Rice, D on the roadside. Tom Chisholm, B. Forrest Sparks, rookie on the roadside. Excuse me, on the roadside, but A-class on the oval side. And I know there's a lot of guys right now sweating bullets as to when and or if iRacing is going to have a separate license for dirt. That seems to be the common question right now. As we're watching the flag stand cam, Quentin Young flashing by, 3 to go. And we are going to go to the GoPro that apparently they mounted to Quentin Young's helmet as he works his way through the S's onto the back straightaway. And as he now into the carousel, you're seeing exactly what he sees. So, a little bit of jitter there, going into the true left-hander. So from the sounds of it, he was taking that left-hander in 5th gear. Which would explain a little bit.
Just a little. Just a little.
But that is a ballsy move, and you've got to make sure you get that done just right. As the white flag comes out, back to the external cameras here. So unless he steps on his own junk, Quentin Young gonna bring home the victory here. As you see Parkman there still in the distance, within striking distance should Young do something completely crazy. But for the second season in a row, Quentin Young being the class of the IR05s here at Watkins Glen. Chris Parkman coming home in second, Mike Erder for third, Tyler Vickery in fourth, David Bowden rounding out your top five, one lap down. So Quentin Young lapped all the way up to fourth place. Tyler Vickery, the last car on the lead lap. So we are going to see if we can find him. Let's bring him down into, where are we? We're in the
User was
broadcast
moved
booth.
to your channel.
Quentin, Tony up in the booth, you got me, sir.
Yes, I do.
So for the second straight season in a row, you have been the class of the field here at your home track.
Yeah, I absolutely love this place. And listen, as you know, I'm quite a bit of a road racer. And when I saw this track on the schedule again, like last year, it was one of the dates I looked at and knew this was my shot to easily lock myself in the chase.
And you did just punch your ticket into the Season 3 IR05
User left
chase.
your channel.
So,
Yeah, that race was a lot of fun. Chris Parkman definitely kept me honest. That was a lot of fun. I didn't honestly expect them to come in here and push that hard.
yeah, and we did see that after the money stop, Parkman was able to keep you honest, keep it within under 2 seconds as far as the gap goes, and he pretty much stayed there throughout the entire final stint.
Yeah, I wasn't being all that aggressive with the exit at turn one. I could tell when he got close, I could tell how far out he was running over the curb, and I was kind of trying to keep it relatively close to the exit curb because the thing was getting, at least for me, the car felt like it was getting loose if you jumped real far over that curb. So I was trying to kind of be careful with that. I could tell he was really going into one fully committed over the curbing, so I was just trying to manage that and trying to figure out when I was going to have to really start attacking turn one.
Well, speaking of jumping far over the curb, did you happen to catch the melee on the opening lap?
I saw a tad bit of it in the mirror.
Okay, so yeah, that was definitely a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what happened. I saw somebody up and over in the mirror.
All right, sir. Well, you have just punched your ticket into the chase, and hopefully we will see you Sunday night, provided you're home from Oswego in time,
Yep.
being as this is Dirt Week. And
Yeah, if I can be home from Oswego in time, I will be here. But it's gonna be pushing it, but I'm gonna try to make it.
Now, for those of you who don't know what Super Dirt Week is, it is a staple of Central New York racing. It's basically the culmination of the entire season. Now being held at the Steel Palace in Oswego, New York, with the Napa Auto Parts 300, I believe.
200.
200. Okay, it is still 200. So the Napa Auto Parts 200 for the big block dirt modifieds, not to be confused with the modifieds that iRacing has given us. Hopefully someday we will get the big blocks, but I have heard that one of the tracks on the docket to be released is another one of our home tracks, and that would be the Cuyahoga County Fair Speedway in Weedsport, New York.
Yes, that is owned by Al Henneke, and he also owns a big block modified team.
True story. So with any luck, we will get the big block modified about the same time that we get the Cuyahoga County Fair Speedway. Quentin, we're going to let you get back up to the post-race drivers meeting. Congratulations on the second win in a row at the Glen, and looking forward to seeing you in the chase.
Yeah, thanks.
User was moved out of
All
your
right,
channel.
so let's see. Chris Parkman not in TeamSpeak, but congratulations, Chris, on that one. Let's see, who else do we have here?
User was
And
moved
joining
to your
us
channel.
now for a little post-race interview, the third man to claim the podium, arguably one of the best road racers I've seen in a long time come up in only his rookie season in the big cars here in the ISL. I'm, of course, talking about Mike the Iceman Erder. Mike, talk us through that opening melee and how you were able to get through there.
Oh, nothing but pure luck. Just right place, right time, I guess. You know how it goes.
Was it a first you say it, then you do it kind of moment when you saw that the exit of turn one was almost completely blocked?
Or you just see things and you see a little hole and you just hope it stays there. Man, I gotta say congrats to Quentin and Christopher. They're out of my class there. I barely saw them. They were gone.
Well, for what it's worth, you're talking about two of the winningest drivers in ISL series history, in the IR05s anyways. But, congratulations on the podium finish. Team Booze Brothers definitely needed the team points in that one, and you were able to bring home, I believe you were the top team point getter, single car point getter, for anyone tonight. Yeah, because Young's on a team of his own, Parkin's on a team of his own. So you did claim single car maximum team points. We'd have to see how this shakes out with the second cars for everybody's team and how that's going to shake out. But congratulations on the podium. You had a stellar performance going on. It was a good solid drive. What was the car feeling towards the end of the fuel run for us?
Oh, I guess tires were starting to go. Never could get my timing down. Just having some problems.
Well, it is what it is. Still, congratulations on the podium, Mike. And it was a great drive. It was fun to watch you guys do that tonight. Being as Watkins Glen is my home track, it was kind of disappointing that I couldn't be out there, but I had to be up here in the booth, as is my job, and you definitely did your job with a podium finish tonight. So again, congratulations on that, and we will see you hopefully back here Sunday in the DW12s.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, Mike Erder, we're going to move him back into Team Boost Brothers
User
chat.
was moved out of your channel.
So that's basically going to do it for us tonight. Let's take a look and see who the big mover of the race was. I believe that's going to be, bear with me, folks. New internet, new computer setup, and we're trying to get everything sorted here. Let's see who took time. Of the drivers that took time, it's going to be Tyler Vickery. Started 17th, finished in 4th. Unfortunately, David Bowden did not take time in qualifying, so that leaves hard charger to Tyler Vickery. Most laps led goes to Quentin Young. Quickest lap of the race, Isaiah Dupree with a 55.464. And no one had a clean race. So that is just about going to do it here from Watkins Glen. You, of course, have been watching a presentation of the RobertsTechJobs.com Indy Speedway League. RobertsTechJobs.com is your Midwest leader in temp to hire and contract positions in the IT field for IT professionals. So if you are an IT professional in the Midwest, go to RobertsTechJobs.com and let Bill know that the ISL sent you. This has been the I Fight with Sarge's Army 60 from Watkins Glen. It's Tony Trapasso for Mr. Jason Coburn on race control tonight, saying we will see you back here on Sunday night for the DW12 version of the Watkins Glen 60.